today. I'm so glad you joined me today for my A-Lister show. I'm going to continue to talk about selling jewelry and really anything you want to sell. The same principles apply always to selling. I know I have shared with you before that I've been in a group of an array. I've run the gamut of careers. I have been a salesman since I first, I guess when I was still in high school or graduated high school, I started selling in different areas, mostly retail, mostly fashion. I even sold men's accessories, what they called at that time, they called them men's furnishings. Or in that particular store, it was kind of a high-end store. So I know all about the psychology of selling and what it takes to actually close the sale and not just present it. So I hope that kind of content will interest you. And not only do we do that here, we also do ride-alongs. We do thrift hauls. I do jewelry hauls. I unjar jewelry jars. I unbag jewelry bags and just unbox all kinds of things that I may have run into at thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, and that kind of thing. But I did want to bring this particular type of video because, as we've talked about before, we tend to, those of us who frequent thrift stores tend to hoard a bit of it. And that can stop in a way. If that's what you want to do, you can turn a profit with a lot of those things that you pick up at the thrift stores, especially jewelry. Jewelry is an item that survives all economies. It really does, because there's always that other end. There's the fine jewelry, but there's also the costume jewelry, and that's what we're running a lot into. We're running into a lot. So that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about today. I'm going to open up another window here and see if we can't say hello to a few people before we start talking about different things today. And really the topic is always the same, guys. It's always about product, price, placement, and promotion. When you sell, those are the 4 tenets you always must bear in mind. So that's kind of what we elaborate on each week. And I hope that you set your alarm for 3 p.m. Central every Sunday. I was a little late because I forgot about, what do you call it? Time saving, daylight savings time. And though my computer was telling me it was 3 o'clock, for some reason I started getting dressed and then I saw it was 2. And so anyway, we are back on now. So we're happy about that. Let me open this window. Give me just a minute to find my chat. All right, looks like Adam's here, Gail A., Hedwig David, and Tam's Place. Thank you so much for being here, Tammy. I actually forgot to show a purse the other day. I may show you that at the end because I want to tell you, I guess I'll leave you with a bolo in bags that surprised me. I'm always constantly talking about different things that I run into and things that we can turn a profit on. So thank you guys so much for being here. It looks like 30 people are here so far. Be sure and hit that thumbs up when you walk in the door or before you leave. Don't forget to do that. The first thing that I wanted to say about selling jewelry, guys, and this is wonderful for men, I think, because men don't really have a prejudice when it comes to styles of jewelry. They're just, I mean, there are some men who love jewelry, love selling it, love fashion, but your average man who's a sales reseller may not always know, well, this is what I should be buying. And we as women are often very prejudiced about what we want to buy. Just the other night, I showed you this necklace that was a gift from one of my subscribers, and I just loved it because it's ceramic, it's beautiful. It's not something that I would probably wear. I may wear it. I mean, I could probably wear it to a training or something. I think it would be nice. But everyone in the chat screamed and yelled about how Tanya had talked about this particular brand. It's flying colors. It's hand painted. It's selling in the hundreds. It's highly collectible. I had no idea until I saw Tanya talk about it. But when I ran into it I didn't run into it in a bag, a subscriber actually sent it to me as a gift. So thoughtful of her. And there's the brand there. And then, of course, everyone went and looked at it again. I did. And someone was selling just this little bus alone for $200. So for some reason, I don't know if they don't make them anymore or what. So that's what I'm saying to you is if you see something curious, and this is for everything, if you see something curious, whether it's your style or not, whether you don't know any teachers, or let's say it's something really crazy that's kind of avant-garde, don't be afraid to pick it up. Don't be afraid to look things up. And also, it's easy to say stay on trends, look at magazines and all of that. I'm going to put these on real quick because, yeah, we can do that. But a lot of times it depends. The magazines are targeted too. You can pick up Vogue, and it's very high end. You can pick up 17, and I suggest you do that. 17 magazine, Glamour magazine for the younger set. But turn on some of the people here on YouTube. Turn on the makeup gurus. I laughed when I saw these. These were so funny, but they were new in a tag. And I tuned into Dulce Candy. She's a fabulous YouTuber here. She has several channels, but her first channels were makeup. And she was wearing these earrings. And she was wearing them with her hair up like this. I mean, I swear her hair was like a mile high. And she looked gorgeous with them. She just looked, and when I saw these are literally like raffia. I just wanted to like giggle, but she was wearing, of course, she didn't have a big old bold necklace like I do, but she had her little white t-shirt. She looked gorgeous, and she was wearing these earrings. So that's what I'm saying to you. Don't just look at a particular magazine. Don't just look, in your store that you like to buy at. Check out the young people here on YouTube. Check out the really high, the really highly produced videos by the glamour people out there who do YouTube videos on makeup and fashion, and you'll see things that you would never pick up. I don't think I would ever feel comfortable in those. I think they're a little bit young, but that doesn't mean I didn't buy them. I bought them. This necklace looks super glam. I would wear it with an evening thing, or I could wear it with a t-shirt or whatnot, but I just love it. And if I would have said to myself, oh, I'm not going to buy that because it won't sell, it's too special. I got these from Sandy. She was doing an auction, and she let them go for, I think, in one, she let them go in a big jar for, I think, $80. And there must have been like 50 of these in there. And these are genuine. I think they're called melted pearls. And this is really kind of an abalone color. But I'm wearing it today to show you how you can present it in a simpler way, even though you could also put it with a black evening gown. So that's what I'm talking about in knowing your audience. And to remember not to buy for yourself just because you don't like it, just because you think, oh, here's a mess now. Just because you think it's a big, a little clownish or whatever, it doesn't mean someone who's 30 to 20 years old, 20 to 30 years old can't pull it off and look fabulous in it and setting trends therein. Because this was the original trend. This started, 2 years ago, the little tassels, simple, but someone played it up big time, exaggerated it. And Dulce Candy and the rest of them love it, and they put them on. This big, exaggeration, avant-garde, ahead, fashion forward. Always think about that kind of stuff when you're sourcing jewelry, or when you run into it in a jewelry bag, like Tanya did with hers. She found her flying colors. I think she found like 3. And yeah, she was the one who told us that these sell for in the $200 range. Who would have thought it, And they don't only make school themed necklaces, they make all kinds. But that's what I'm saying. Keep an open mind about that. That's really, really important. Let me say hello to a couple more people. Let me ask you to hit that thumbs up if you would, please. Hey, Jude, how are you? Tammy's here. Victoria's Edge. Let's see. On Flower. So on Flower. Guys, I want to let you know I am sending out some invitations. I haven't gotten them all out yet. I do have the week off, so I'll be getting busier with that. So don't think I haven't done it because I didn't want to. And if you do have a question for me, guys, post it with some caps or highlight my name, because I have been missing some questions lately. And another thing, not only to not buy for yourself, don't be afraid to brag on your site. I hear so many people say I don't use the word excellent condition. I do. If my item is in excellent condition, I'm not afraid to tell you it is. Again, we've talked about negatives versus positives. Always go with your positives first. Again, you're going to say it's in excellent condition. If it is, if it has a flaw, you start with how beautiful it is. You tell them the flaw in simple, attenuated words. Instead of saying defect, say flaw, slight flaw, that kind of stuff. End it with a nice positive note. But don't ever be afraid to say your item is in excellent condition. There is no reason not to. A lot of people were afraid that they would say it's not as described. Well, it's a lot easier now for people on eBay to return things, so they really don't have to even look for any of that. They're still going to get some scammers and people that are unscrupulous and so forth. But if you keep living your life that way, waiting for that moment to be scammed, you're really missing out. You're missing out on those potential customers that really want to hear you say it's in excellent condition, want to hear you say they're buying something nice, and then deliver, over deliver as always. I don't really believe in under promising. I believe in the truth, and I believe in delivering goods in good condition, fast shipping, that kind of thing will always get you positive feedback. So anyway, I was showing you that, and I also want to show you a couple more ways to style things that I think are kind of sometimes overwhelming for us. We just want to put them on a form and everything, and that's fine. I do that as well. Take a picture with me wearing it or my daughter wearing something. But I also want you to think out of the box. These are worn with t-shirts. These are worn with evening dresses, so forth and so on. But when you also have a, what's opposite? I forget my screen is opposite. When you also have a loud top, like this one, you don't want to put your loud statement piece on it. It gets lost in it. This is a beautiful little wrap blouse, and this is how I kind of work things, guys. This is a little boy or a little child mannequin. I stuffed it up a little bit with extra scarves just to make it. I don't want it to have any real curves or anything, but I'm just telling you how to work with what you have. You don't have to go out and buy mannequins. You don't have to go out and order this or that. I have things on hangers as well, but just work with what you have. And that's what I did with this. And this blouse is a wraparound blouse, really cute jacket that I found at the thrift store. I love the color and all of that. I turned it around because in the front it's crossed. And I wanted to demonstrate to you how you wouldn't want to put this particular statement piece on it here. But this is your chance to list your delicate necklaces, because your delicate necklaces are what come in with this type of loud blouse, loud print. That's where you want to bring some calm to the eye, a resting place, so to speak. And you bring a nice simple, this is that amethyst and pearl, genuine pearl strand that I found the other day. You can even double it there. But see how it just stands out now with the print being the main focus. This has a nice place to rest. It just looks so much better. This is where you want to put your simple items, such as this necklace and all those delicate chains that I've been so worried about. When am I going to list them all? I'm going to take the time this week that I'm off to put them on this mannequin, maybe even change it here and there, but I'm going to stick with the louder patterns for this because I think it really has a place to rest. I may even shorten it up here. You can always play with that. Use your little safety pins, your stick pins to do that. Pull it off the shoulder, pull it down, however you need. You know, your mannequin is yours to play with as you will. It's yours. And you make it do what you want it to do. Like I said, this is a little adolescent youth mannequin, but I always wanted one because I was selling a lot of kid stuff. And I found it at a thrift store. I have never bought, I think I bought one that you hang up on a hanger on eBay once, but most of these mannequins I've run into at thrift stores, and they're not very expensive. They were selling, I should have bought it. They were selling a full-size men's mannequin for $9 at the Goodwill. I should have bought it, but I didn't. Somebody else bought it by the time I was thinking about it. She was already loading it up in her thing for $10, a full-size men's mannequin, just the chest, no head or anything. And really nice, and that would have been great too. And then I was thinking, what would I do with it though? Well, what if I want to sell men's necklaces? You know, here I am stuck. I don't have a men's form. I should have bought it. So that's probably another point you should take home, guys. Well, don't hesitate to buy your things that you need to sell your items, you know. Here's a really pretty one too. Just a simple gold chain. Again, point being, your simple necklaces, you want to put them on your loud patterns. Your plain colored, you want to bring out the statement piece. That'll really play with it. And this is an interesting necklace too, because it can be shortened. So I like, and I would laud that in my listing. I would laud how it's definitely got an extender. Not only will it fit someone with a larger frame, but the fact that you can bring it up choker, or if you don't like to have that cleavage revealed, You can bring it down where it'll cover up and modest. All of those things can be played up like that. And then, what else was I going to talk to you about? Oh, we're still going to talk a little bit about staging for a minute. But let me say hello to a couple of people because I have a few more things I want to show you. And then we'll talk a little bit about limiting yourself and trying to avoid that. You really do want to avoid that kind of thing. Whether it's in sourcing, don't buy things that only appeal to you. If you only like simple necklaces and you can't stand statement necklaces, or you have no idea how to pair a statement necklace to make someone want it, research, watch those YouTubers, watch those fashion YouTubers, watch those makeup gurus, the ones that are really up in the $1 million well, they are millionaires actually. The ones that are up in the million subscribers, they have a presence. People don't want to tune in to see a makeup artist looking like garbage. They want to see how she looks in her full glory. Learn from them. You can learn fashion tips from them. Don't just limit yourself to the magazines that come in your house. Maybe you only get Vogue. Maybe you only get, a certain, what's that other one? Bazaar or something like that. It's really runway. But go to the masses and see what they're doing, what they look up to, what those young people are looking up to, because they're the ones going to Posh to buy what Dulce Candy wore in her last video. Okay, I have a question here, a comment from Sew On Flower. You don't have a form either. Well, I'm going to show you how you don't need a form. You don't need a mannequin. Look at this. I wanted to show you not only to talk about turquoise and how people are always saying, oh, turquoise is on trend. No, turquoise is not on trend. Turquoise is a classic. Turquoise is a classic look that will never, ever go out of style. People have been wanting it since the 20s and 30s. They've been making it forever, of course, but we have really, really coveted it for a long time. It had a big surge in the 70s. Yes, it did. Everybody wanted their turquoise. Everybody wanted to dress like Rita Coolidge and all of that. But this is the way you would pair it classically. Again, not on trend. Turquoise is not on trend. Turquoise is a classic design. It is sought after everywhere, every day, all the time, for as long as I have lived. So I still kind of cringe when I hear that. No, it's not on trend. It's definitely a classic. But you can make it look different. And see how I just put it on a hanger? I put it on a hanger. I'm hanging it right here on this wooden armoire. I'm hanging it on the back of a clean closet. Don't have the cat running around the back. Don't have your dirty laundry on the floor. Pick a nice wall, even a curtain. I've even photographed things in my shower because I love the lighting in my bathroom, because I love the lighting in there, and I'll hang it on my shower curtain, which is nice and clean. And that's what I do when I'm in a hurry and I had a few things I wanted to list. I grabbed about 4 or 5 hangers. I did handbags in there. Look at this. Designer dress, sexy as can be, but I'm pairing it with some turquoise because I'm taking you outside of the box. I'm taking you outside of the box, letting you see how a classic, not trendy, but classic turquoise can be worn with something as sexy as this. I wore this to my daughter's wedding about 5. How long has she been married? 8 years, about years ago, and about 20 pounds ago. No, maybe about 10. I think I've gained back about 10 pounds, 10 or 15. But I didn't wear it like this. I don't recall how I wore it or what jewelry I wore, really. But I was thinking, look how sexy that looks. A pop of turquoise with this beautiful fuchsia. You wouldn't see that. You would see the traditional. Most people would put it with denim or a white t-shirt. But how lovely would that be? And again, ladies, you don't need a form. You don't need to, even though they're only about, what, $10. Sometimes I bought some for $1 the other day at Goodwill. I got lucky. But put it on a pretty hanger. That was an ugly plastic hanger. I would have switched it to wood or metal. I have some beautiful gold metal hangers that are really thick, and I love putting my clothing from Poshmark on there, or when I am in a hurry and I want to put some necklaces on there. And this is what I was doing for the long necklaces too. Before I learned that trick about going to the top of the mannequin and filming down or clicking that camera facing down, I was putting them on hangers, nice piece of clothing, plain hair. Again, we bring out that color, but who would think turquoise with a sexy evening outfit? But it works. It works if you make it work. Again, what did I tell you last time? They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want till you tell them what they want. And then you'll save your plain. Let me grab this real quick. showed you her before. I love her. I found her just the other day for about $14, and she's wearing this plain, she wears this blouse more than I do. This is my blouse. I love it. It's very Stevie Nicks. But she's worn it more than I have, and I wanted to demonstrate how this cute little outrageous tie, which I saw 5 Days Makes Us 5 wearing one of her Instagram. She's got a couple of these beautiful little necklaces. I think I've run into 2. Again, they were popular in the 90s, I believe. Bring them back. Put them with something really plain like this. It's outrageous. It looks gorgeous. It pops out. That's what you want to do there. The more outrageous the necklace, the simpler the outfit. The more outrageous the outfit, the simpler the necklace, vice versa. Juxtaposition. I showed you this crazy thing that looks like a weapon. My daughter actually loves it. She's kind of avant-garde herself. She loved this necklace. I don't know what kind of a stone it is on there. Remember it had a druzy and all inside there. Look at how it pops with this plain outfit. And you could put this on a hanger. You do not need a form. You do not need a form, but you do need to get a picture of something like this, either on a hanger, yourself. I've seen people take pictures facing the mirror on Poshmark, and they look great. They really do. And you don't have to show your face. You can cut your face off. You can just crop everything, just the torso, where you're showing that gorgeous necklace. And then again, you're going to talk about all the wonderful properties of this necklace: natural stones, avant-garde, high fashion, fashion forward. Look at, I mean, I would never think it would even look that nice myself, but I like it. I may even wear it. All right. So again, that whole point of that was to not limit yourself when you are sourcing, to not go through your jewelry bag and say junk, junk, junk. No, it's not junk. It's not junk at all. You can always make something sell. This, with that beautiful saying, and I told you the other day that it probably came out of, it said something about anyone who says sunshine brings happiness has not danced in the rain. Beautiful little quip. Obviously, it was probably made and sold on Etsy. I wouldn't sell it on Etsy because it's not vintage, as I have it as a secondhand. I would put it on Posh and laud its properties as an artisan piece, handmade piece. Again, your only limit is yourself. Your only self-sabotage is yourself. There's always a reason for someone to say, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, find something that you do have. I didn't have lighting a few years ago for my jewelry. I have horrible lighting. I went outside. Jewelry photographs beautifully outside, especially sterling, where you get all that reflection from the light. The flash will come out and stuff. So you really have to just play with everything, give everything a try. Thank you so much, Kim at Borderline Hoarderish, which I love that name. These are the necklaces that Sandy was auctioning off. And I was even coaching Sandy about how she was calling these. She was calling them all kinds of crazy names. And then she kept saying, oh, I got more of that stuff in the bucket. And I was telling her, don't even say that, Sandy. Call it the vault. You know, you always have to talk yourself into what you're doing is positive. What you're doing is good. What you have is valuable. And the more you value it, the more someone else will value it. These are gorgeous. Why in the world she would say they were coming from a bucket? And because she's a big collector too, and she has a lot of things. And she's, you know, she's real. She's herself. But I just couldn't see. I wouldn't, especially after I had already bought one. I know Anita bought some stuff too, and rings and everything. And they were so beautiful. I was like, there's no way I'm going to let you say you're digging these out of a bucket anymore. You're telling us now so that you can sell them that you have to pull those from the vault. And that's another thing I'm going to talk to you about, guys, about. I've gotten some questions, guys. I know I'm parlaying, but I'm trying to get back. I'm diverging everywhere. I've gotten some questions on tips on how to start an auction. I haven't even had an auction, but I watch a lot of auctions. I participate in a lot of auctions. I help Sandy with hers, and I've recently helped Autumn Grace with hers. And I'll be glad to answer your questions about that, but I really cannot sit and answer everyone's questions. But I'm going to do a show probably next week, do's and don'ts, and these are going to be for me as well. This is what I don't want to do at my auction. This is what I see people do at their auction. This is what I think will go better at auctions. And I'll address that next week. If you come back, please be sure and stay tuned for that. Okay. Oh, here was another one I was going to show you here. when I saw this, and I'm guilty of it too, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like a hula skirt. And someone actually asked me about it and said, can I buy the hula skirt? And she already liked it. She hasn't even seen it in a photograph with a beautiful outfit like this. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Oops. You know, everyone likes something else. Some people wouldn't dare wear this. They'll get claustrophobic. But some people live for this stuff. So just bear that in mind. Another thing I want you to know is about websites. Again, avoid the stereotypes. For the longest time, I told you guys that I've been selling on Mercari and Poshmark since they opened the doors. I had my issues with Mercari. We're friends now. We love each other now. But since day one that I started selling on Poshmark, everyone said it's for the young set. Everyone said it's for the posh set. Everyone said it's not for me. But people are making money on there, and they're not all 20 years old. And the people that are buying on there are not all 15. They really aren't. Nor are the people on Depop. That's another stereotype that's out there. You will sell to the demographic that you target with your words, your pictures, your fashion sense that you're not born with. You get it with interest. If you're not interested, you won't get there. But if you have an interest in marketing your items, you will get there and you will learn. And like anything that you're passionate about. Like I tell you about how I even learned about eBay. I wanted to learn it. I learned it 12 years ago. So no, the people on Poshmark, yes, they're buying Louis Vuittons. Yes, they're buying Chanel's, Louboutin shoes. But they're also out there looking for the mall brands of Forever 21. They're looking for the mall brands in big sizes, in plus sizes, in Mrs. sizes. They're looking for Brighton. They're looking for the retired Brighton bag. They've already looked on eBay. They've already looked on Etsy. They can't find it. They're going to go to Poshmark and see if somebody's cleaning out their closet at Poshmark. You have to remember, not everyone on Poshmark is a reseller. This started as people that wanted to get rid of their designer items or just basically fashion slaves who want the latest, the newest, who want to always replenish and wear something new. People get bored. Some people don't. I know people who've worn the same clothes for 20 years to the point where their husband had to say, please go buy more clothes. That's sad. That is really sad to hear that somebody's husband said, my husband told me to go buy new clothes. He got tired of seeing my old clothes that you've been wearing for 20 years. But there are people that are opposite that, and they're on Poshmark, and they're buying Brighton, Louis Vuitton, and Forever 21. Stop the stereotypes. That is a stereotype that's perpetuated. That's totally wrong. Totally wrong. I have sold Brighton, I've sold Louis Vuitton, and I've sold Forever 21, and I've sold fashion-forward jewelry like these piñata. Look, these remind me of a piñata. They're so cute. Piñata earrings. But I've sold these classic ear hugs from St. John as well. Hey, Granny Josie, how are you? I hope you're doing well, Joe. Good to see you here. Hello, strangers. Carmen is here. Anita, I think I said hello to you. Thanks for being here. Let me see. Selling jewelry on Poshmark has helped me. Wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that, Hearts of Fire Couture. I am so happy to hear that. I just think it's something that we can all do, that we all have in us. You know, I think if we're here in the jewelry community, I think we like jewelry. I really, if you don't like jewelry, I don't know why you're here. I really don't. Because I just, and I know Adam is a reseller, but he is someone who wants to learn. And that's what's important, is that you always want to learn something and dabble in this and dabble in that. You may find that you don't like it. I dabbled in menswear. I bought a Ermenegildo Zegna suit that I could not give away. I could not give it away. It was probably because it was an odd size, and people know about what sizes to buy, what sizes sell more. So I parlayed my way right back to where I started, which was handbags and jewelry. And I'm staying with designer clothing. I'm clearing out my closet at Poshmark. I don't want to bother with, you know, Forever 21 and all that stuff. It's just takes up so much real estate. That's another story, though. But back to not stereotyping your websites. Etsy is another one that is stereotyped. I can't sell this. It's got to be handmade. Yes, it has to be handmade by you. A lot of people don't honor that. I do. but that's up to you and your morals. But they also do not just sell vintage that you think, oh, I don't have any of these classic, you know, Aunt Sarah type of jewelry or whatever, you know, boss jewelry. I like to call it boss jewelry, power jewelry. But there's a 20-year-old out there who loves vintage Haskell, or who loves something from the 50s and 60s. She's addicted to Mad Men. She's been watching those shows. She loves the fashion. She loves the movies. She loves Audrey Hepburn. And she's scouring, she's scrabbling Etsy to find this stuff, these gems. And you're popping them out everywhere in your jewelry jars and your, you know, garage sales. You're running into them. Don't just think I have to go sell that on eBay. Of course, eBay's open for everything. I love eBay. It is the most popular, in my opinion. I love it, but I don't limit myself to that ever, ever, ever. That's right, Mike. Bounce them right out of here. And I didn't mean to stereotype men at all either, because I know men love jewelry too, and they love to sell it, and they love to look at fine things to resell. And that is the draw, I think, for a lot of people, is that you see the potential. That's why you get excited when you find that stuff. When you go, this is, I don't know if you guys ever saw one of my first videos where I answered the questions about how I got started on reselling. I'll try to link it if I remember. But how I got started was that I love the way eBay was almost like a preliminary Facebook, a preliminary Instagram. I would get direct feedback from people who loved what I was selling them. They would call me, they would email me back, they would message me on eBay and say how much they loved it, how they were looking for this, how were they looking for that, how much they got excited about it. When I was hoarding all this gorgeous stuff and I would show it to my mom and I would show it to my sister, it's nice, wow, that's nice. But it wasn't the excitement that I really craved to give somebody something, to sell somebody something that I found, that I scored. That's a high that you just can't duplicate. And that's what you get from reselling, but you have to have your heart in it. You really do. So that's one thing I want you to remember. Do not stereotype any website. Posh is not just for the posh. It's not just for the young. It's not just for Louis Vuittons, but it's for what you have and how you can attenuate your words. Use those descriptive words, not just keywords. Keywords is a whole other animal. I'm talking descriptive words. I'm talking pictures in your mind. I'm talking adjectives like beautiful, hefty, brilliant, bright, shiny, trendy, on trend, latest, runway. All of that stuff will help you move your item. And then again, about the little trends that people may be looking for, they're trendy for them, but these are classic 1960s mod, bright orange earrings. I'll put them on Etsy because they're vintage. I'll put them on eBay because people are hunting vintage on eBay. And I'll put them on Poshmark because people are posh. People are wanting to be posh. Doesn't matter if they're 20 or 60. Some people still care about fashion. Some people still want to look great. And how can you not want to feed that market? You have to. You absolutely have to. So I was thinking, if you have any questions, guys, again, someone's been asking me about how to start an auction. I haven't even done an auction. I'm working on it. I'm sending out emails, but I do have a lot of pet peeves about auctions. So I will do a video about that. If you have any other suggestions for me to cover in this series, I'd be glad to. That's kind of what I wanted to share with you today, was not to be limiting yourself in any way. Sourcing not just what you like, but what you think has potential. Sourcing from not only what you see in magazines. Go to the YouTube channels here. Stop wasting your time on YouTube with cat videos, though I do like cat videos once in a while. But go to the people that are the top gurus in makeup and fashion and see what they're wearing. See what they're wearing on their hands. Go to the mall, see what rings they're wearing, see what bracelets they're wearing, what earrings they're wearing. Take note. And when you pull them out of the jar, don't say it's junk. Don't say it's plastic. Don't say it's a stretch band. People love the stretch band rings, guys. I'm here to tell you. They are loving those stretch band rings. They really do. And we scoff at them because we don't see them. We're so wrapped up in our own world of YouTube and eBay and and sitting in front of the computer, get out once in a while, go stroll the mall to look through those racks. Just go by Forever 21's window, and you'll see everything that you've pulled out of your bag or that you passed up at the Goodwill. So next time we'll talk about auctions, just a tad. We may also talk a little bit more about price. I have not really delved into prices, and I think that's really, really important too, is to talk about how we price our items to move them, not to give them away. Nobody wants to give away things, but I think it's really important to do that as well. I think those were all the pieces I wanted to show you that I had styled. And don't limit yourself if you don't have a form. Look at this ugly plastic hanger. But I put a nice blouse on it, and I showed you how classic the turquoise is, and I showed you how you can wear it at night. Don't have to wear it with denim. Don't have to wear it with feathers. You can still wear it. You can still sell it on a wooden hanger. Okay? So thank you again, guys, for joining me. I believe that's all I wanted to touch on today. Let me just go real quick and see if I see any questions, because I always miss them. Don't think I see any questions. And you know what? I may even, next week when I'm going to do prices, I'm going to open it up to Q&A. So if you have any questions, jot them down. I know sometimes when you're on kind of spontaneous, you may forget a question that you've had on your mind, and we'll address those too, okay? Don't forget to join me with Makeup Zombie at her sale coming up at 4 o'clock Central. Don't forget to change your clocks, because I forgot, and I was almost, well, I was a few minutes late. I apologize for that. And I will see you next week. I will also bringing you quite a few videos since I'm home. A thrift haul. I have a ride along, and I have a jar that actually broke on me, guys. So we're going to try to carefully unjar that. It was a real jar, and it's broken. There's like a big chip on it. We'll do it together. All right.